Ooh, baby, I am stepping into this one. The second most contentious group discussion people get into is which college football team is the best. The most contentious discussion is which firearm caliber is the best in a self-defense situation. We're settling that debate right here, right now. Let's talk about it.
Here's your armed citizen meme of the week. Screen cap it, crop it, and send it to everyone you know.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Before I get started with the content, I want you to know this is 100% human, 0% AI. I write my own scripts and I record my own videos. And while I got your attention, I'm going to ask what everyone else does. I'm going to ask that you like my video. I'm going to ask that you subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. And if you're feeling real generous, I have a buy me a coffee link. Toss a few coins my way so I can stay stocked in ammo. Let's get on with the content.
Every handgun caliber from 25 ACP to 50 Action Express have their champions, that their caliber is the best for self-defense situations. Even 25 ACP. A couple decades ago, people who know what they're talking about regarding ballistics and statistical analysis looked at a couple decades worth of self-defense shootings and counted by caliber how many were one-shot stops, meaning a criminal gets shot once by their intended victim and the scumbag suddenly decides to take the time to pause and consider his life choices that led him or her to this moment, where they now have a new hole in them that they didn't have that morning. This includes temporary and permanent stops. The answer to the question of which caliber is best is, astonishingly, they all are. The number of one-shot stops by caliber was within a range of 10%, which is considered not statistically significant. In other words, all calibers are effective when properly used, even 25 ACP. Granted, the larger the caliber, the larger the margin for error concerning that shot placement. To be effective with a .22 long rifle, your one-shot stop zone is about as big as a dollar coin. Something like a .45, and you have a margin of error about the size of a cup saucer. No matter what, a hit in the upper thoracic cavity, which encompasses the heart and the aorta, or in the credit area by a .22 long rifle beats a half dozen misses by a .44 Magnum every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So if we can't say it's the bullet, but rather the placement, the factor then turns to the person wielding the weapon. For the person who can control their ability to focus their adrenaline, their breathing, their panic, to hold steady their aim and correctly pull the trigger to put the shot where it needs to be in a very literal life or death moment, caliber does not matter. This is why our fundamentals are critical, because when our fundamentals are engraved into our soul, we can do all of those things. To reach that point, we must practice, we must visualize, We must honestly critique ourselves, and then we must practice some more using what we've learned. And training like this is a lifelong dedication. It is a journey that has no destination. A significant amount of help in maximizing the margin of error has been the hollow point bullet. Performance advancements in bullet and ammunition technology in the past 50 years has made Moore's Law look like it's standing still. Those hollow point rounds are expensive, not only because of all the research and development invested in them, but the complex manufacturing to make them properly operate as designed. For context, the Smith & Wesson M&P Model 12 revolver used by most police departments in the first half of the 20th century fired a 158 grain, 38 caliber, round nose lead bullet. Ballistically speaking, this bullet was like an SR-71 flying over enemy territory. It penetrated. It went all the way through, came out the other end just fine, and the target hardly knew it was there. The Model 12 became known as the Widowmaker because the police officer could hit an attacking criminal with all 6 shots in the weapon and not incapacitate the criminal. The criminal would die later from 6 to 12 new holes in them, all leaking blood. However, because the criminal wasn't incapacitated from a nervous system disruption or an accurate shot, the criminal had time enough to end the officer before succumbing to his own wounds. Today's hollow point rounds are optimized to dump all of their kinetic energy into the target, forcing said target to immediately stop and self-reflect on the choices they made to bring them to this point in their lives. And all the way back in my video number 19, I explained why hollow points are actually humane. Basically, if a hollow point or two disrupts the attacker's ability to be a threat, they have a higher chance of survival as opposed to 6 or more full metal jacket rounds making 6 to 12 holes. I am sure it is very disconcerting for a person to have a momentary softball-sized air pocket suddenly displace their internal organs, which in turn makes their central nervous system hiccup for a moment, disrupting their actions, which is exactly what happens when a hollow point is swiftly inserted into a chest cavity. In conclusion, shot placement is more important than caliber. My suggestion is that you carry a weapon that enables you to make fast and accurate shot placement in stressful situations. That being said, you can hedge your bets by tending toward using larger calibers and using current and effective hollow point ammunition. Stay safe, stay bullet-free, tell your family you love them every chance you get. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful day.
If you made it this far, thank you. If you liked this content, please hit the like button to show your support. Help me get the word out by subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to turn notifications on so you know when I post new content. If you think this content would help your friends, the share button helps you get it out to your social media. Comments mean a lot to me, good or bad. Please leave one. All right, go forth and have a most excellent day.